new, hi, how are you? My name is Nautica, but I go by Naughty, and of course you know that because you are watching I Am Naughty, and we are back with another YouTube video. Yes, we are here with another YouTube video, and I'm here with something new, and I have to be very, very quiet and not too hyped because it is 4:39 at night. Everybody is sleeping, but I'm not. Why? Because I'm up editing videos and intros and everything like that. So if you're new, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Also click that bell to be notified when your girl posts a video. So this is my second story time. The first story time probably didn't do so well, and I'm kind of upset because I put a lot of tea into that story time, and just it's not, up there. So I decided to make this story time about when I was in 9th grade that my principal decided to use the N-word, and he was a white man. So let's get into this if you want to hear about this. I have to put some lip gloss on because my lips was not clicking. It wasn't clicking with this whole thing. And by the way, this is my lip gloss Belle. You could clearly see that I love this lip gloss because look, I don't got nothing up in here for real. So this what made me think of it. Just working on my iPad just made me think of my high school days. I don't know why, but this particular year, which was my freshman year, I was in a whole different city. Started in this school. I have built lots of good friendships. I have built a lot of really getting to know myself, as well as trying to get used to the high school life. So it was like that and plus more. So yeah, so at this particular school we had, which started my Apple journey, we had iPads in school, and these iPads were for student education. So I did not really get the textbooks. We had textbooks, but it was so weird how they was doing the whole little textbook thing. Like, as soon as we started school, it was like we had textbooks. We had to get textbooks for certain classes, and then we take them home, and then by the end of the year we return them. It was so stupid, but it was pointless of us having the textbooks because shoot, we had the iPads. We didn't even use textbooks in class, out of class. All our assignments was on the iPad, so it was really stupid for us to have these books, but we had them. We took them home. I still don't understand why they did that anyways. So yeah, the iPad was my best friend throughout the whole school. The camera quality on the iPad was so different because I grew up on Androids, and nothing wrong with Androids. I don't have no beef against y'all. The camera on an Android hides all the impurities that the Apple do not hide. You know what I mean? So, I don't have no beef with the whole Apple and Android thing, but I prefer Apple products. That's just all. So we on the iPad. So I used the iPad not only for schooling. When we took the iPads home, it was for whatever you wanted. There was no restrictions on the iPad at all. It was yours. Once you took that iPad home, it was assigned to you. You take it home, you do your schoolwork on it. You can get on social medias. You can, I think at the time we had Imovie. If y'all don't remember my first story time, that's Imovie was the stuff when we was in high school. So Imovie, Snapchat, we had it all. Okay, so this particular principal was my grade level principal. He was assigned to one specific grade. So I got warned about him before I even started the school, because one of the people that I knew went to that school, and I was very close with her, and she was like, be cautious of this principal. He is like, he's such a weirdo. Like, he be ignorant with black people for no reason. He just do this and then third. As soon as I started school, I think a month later, that's when he started to get on my nerves. Like, started to bug me like so badly. Like, it was so bad that like literally I was straight like snap on this man. And I'm not even usually the person to snap on an adult, because that's not how I was raised. But at that point, he really pushed them buttons, baby. So he would throw me in ISS for attendance. I never was in ISS because of behavior wise. I am not a terrible person. I am not a bad student, but I stayed in ISS, and I'm so surprised that I passed my freshman year, because I stayed in ISS my whole freshman year. And it was so crazy how that whole little thing happened. But they only threw me in ISS because of attendance. If I was late, like 5 minutes late to a class, that was automatically considered tardy, which is late. Then I'm in ISS. And then sometimes I would come to school and not even know that I was in ISS for no reason whatsoever. Like, that's just how bad that he would try to get on my nerves. Like, it was that bad. Second semester, I had a teacher that I did not have no issues with at all. I was not in ISS as bad in second semester as I was in first semester, so that was a really good thing for me. And yeah, so this teacher particularly, we was on the iPads for like, I think it was a health class I had. I had health because I took my gym and I took my health all in 1 year. You was not gonna catch me in my whole high school years in gym. No ma'am, you was not gonna catch me. So I had gym and health my freshman year to get it out the way. So this was my health teacher, right? And he did not like me for no reason whatsoever. I still don't even know the reason. Some people don't even know why he didn't like me, because I never aggravated him. I did all my work. I passed all my tests. Like, I kept a good grade in his class, and he was just ignorant towards me for no reason. I had my iPad right here because he was talking about something, and at that time we had to use I think Notability. I use it even to this day. I love Notability. That was the best feature that Apple could ever come up with. So I used this in class to basically jot down notes. So instead of taking out like a paper and a pencil, I would take out like my iPad and just write with my finger, because at the time we didn't have Apple pencils. That was like, I wish they would have had Apple Pencil, but the iPads were donated to the school, so it wasn't like the school had the money to get Apple Pencils for students. Whatever. So this particular day, we were in class, he was talking, and my iPad notifications was going off on Instagram. So usually on Instagram, people would like DM me or like a picture, this, that, and the third. Like, I always post the pictures on Instagram. I don't know what's up with me now, but go ahead on and go follow your girl, because I'm gonna surely like try to take as many pictures as I possibly can. But somebody DM me on Instagram. Matter of fact, it's not even just somebody. It was the same person that you guys saw on my heartbreak. It was my boyfriend at that time who DM'd me on Instagram about something, you know. So you remember back then, like, you had that notification that you had to swipe up. Well, I don't know what type of settings these iPads was on, but this was like, I tried to swipe it up and tapped on the text message. And the teacher, he was walking, he was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Bro, why is you always on me? Like, you was just always on me for no reason. Like, sir, get a life, okay?" So he was like, "Oh, you on social media? Let me get your iPad." And I was like, I was not on social media. I accidentally tapped it. I'm actually taking notes. He was like, no, you were on social media. You were on Instagram. I need your iPad. He gave it to him. I'm not even gonna argue with you, sir. So that happened. In the class happened. He was like, you stay in class. I don't care about that. I don't care about my other class. You stay here. So everybody leaving. They're going to the class. He closed the door. He was like, why are you on your iPad? Why were you on social media in middle of class? And I'm like, sir, I wasn't even on social media. I tried to swipe it up and I accidentally tapped it. He was like, no, you were on Instagram. I saw that you were on Instagram. You were clearly on Instagram. I said, yes, I accidentally tapped it and I was trying to swipe up because a notification popped out. He decided to argue with me. And this irritated me because this man he was like irritating me throughout the whole time I was in his class. Like, he just had to just be so irritating. And this day, I don't know what it was about this day, but I was just really, really over it. So I screamed at him. I literally went off on him. Like, I went off on him so bad that my friend who was in the next class was like, I heard you in the hallway. That's how bad. He was like, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you. You're going to the principal's office. The same principal that I told y'all I've been having issues with. So it was like, not only that, the teacher that I'm having issue with the principal I'm having issue with. Like, that day was not my day. It was really not my day. So this what happened. So as soon as I went to the principal's office, he was like, you wait here until the principal is available. Okay, like, I don't know who you talking to. Like, I was really like going back and forth with this man. They was like, you need to stop going back and forth with him. I said, first of all of you can shut up talking to me, because I wasn't even talking to none of y'all. Why y'all trying to come at me? Like, don't come at me. Like, at this point, that's when my attitude was so bad, and I would snap on literally any and everybody who have something to say to me. If you look at me, I'm spazzing. Like, at that point, I think I was just so over it. Like, everybody, like teachers, the principals, the staff, not all of them, but some of them had that, girl, you need to calm down. Like, that's how bad it was. And so he came in and he was like, she was on Instagram and she was like, she's not on Instagram and she's not going to yell at me. I don't have no issues with her, and she's yelling at me and I don't like that, and I'll let you handle the rest of it. Okay, what is he gonna do? He already know me and him go back and forth. So you telling him this ain't gonna do nothing but make the situation way worse than what it's supposed to be. So anyways, so with all of that being said, right, he was like, oh, you're on social media, so unlock your iPad. I unlocked it. It wasn't nothing. This man decided to go through everything in my iPad, and I wasn't upset with it because I was not sending none of that. I didn't have none of that in my iPad. The only thing you would find in my iPad was probably like pictures, and I think we had like texting and Imovie and Instagram. I didn't really do Twitter. Snapchat, you probably catch me on that. I didn't have Kick because that, and at that time I didn't even have a phone because the phone that I had got stolen. Whatever. So I didn't have a phone. The only thing I had was iPad. That's the only way people had the chance to reach me, right? So instead of them calling my mother, they decided they wanted to go back and forth with me. So he was like, you're gonna go to your next class without your iPad. I'm like, sir, that's stupid, because that's the only way I can work in class, like, is the iPad. And he was like, oh no, you're not gonna have your iPad when you go to class. So I'm not gonna argue with you. So I went to class. Later, no, that's not what happened. I skipped the part. So this is what happened. with that. So while he was going through my iPad, he was going through text messages with me and my boyfriend at that time. And it wasn't no like text messages that you'd be like, oh, he shouldn't read the messages. Like, it was nothing up in there that was like that. It was like, so you know how you converse with another person that you're close with, and especially when you're, of course, black or whatever, you say the N-word because that's how we greet each other. I don't use the N-word like that now unless it's like to be emphasized, like, bruh. Yeah, like that, like, you know what I mean? So he went through the messages. He was like, oh, you were saying nigga and you were saying this. Now remind y'all, he's a white man, okay? So I'm just looking at him like, did you just say what I think you just said? So he was like, oh, we're gonna talk about this later on, okay? It's my messages. First of all, this is America. It's freedom of speech, okay? I didn't find nothing wrong with it, but apparently they found it wrong with it because he's a principal who's always trying to be on my case about everything. So later on that day, when I finally got my iPad back, they restricted my iPad. So in this school restricting, or restrictions as they will say, this was what they did. So the restrictions were everything was off limits except anything that deals with school. So all the freedoms that I had in school, I didn't have no more. So they restricted my iPad to be strictly for school. And I was upset. I was livid to the max. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? So therefore, nobody could get in contact with me for about 2 weeks, shall I say. But everybody who knew people who I went to school with, they was texting them like, what's going on? Where is Nautica? What is she doing? Why I can't get in contact with her? She haven't been answering my text messages. What's going on? Then she's texting them like she's cool, like she just got restricted on the iPad. She got in trouble with the school, so she good. She right here, this, that, and the third. That was cool. That was fine. When my mom got word of it and I told her about it, she was like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, they were serious. And I was like, oh, and the principal said the N-word in front of me with that too. You thought you was gonna get caught up, sir? No, you you thought. But this is where it get worse. So my mama, she bought me a phone. I think the phone that I had at the time was the Galaxy S4, which I didn't have no issues. No, I didn't have the Galaxy S4. I had the Galaxy A something. If I can remember what that phone was. But other than that, that's what my mama got me at the time. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Like, that was something for me to communicate with people with. And then I got the Galaxy S4. So it was like, okay, that's cool. Like, I can still talk to everybody. They can't restrict me from nothing at that point. So remind y'all, like I told y'all, I was having personal family issues that I'm not ready to talk with or about on social media. But yeah, it was so bad that I had to go to court with the school. For those who don't know, court, it was truancy, and that was for my attendance. And that's the only way you can be in truancy, is for your attendance. So like I said, we was going through family issues. So we would have court like every week. Not every week. I would say every like month, until like something like, if I miss a day of school, then I have to go that upcoming week, which was stupid, but whatever. So we went to our monthly checkup with the courts. And then so when it was my turn to talk with the judge of the court, he was like, okay, what's going on? The principal decided he wanted to be there to tell everyone what happened and what's going on. So he was like, oh, she had got in trouble in class, and then she had text messages saying nigger in her messages. You said this in front of the judge, in front of everybody who was there. Like, he literally just was like, oh, she was saying nigger in her messages. I said, sir, we are here in 2014. Where are you at, sir? Because that's what? So I tell him what happened, actually. So he was like, okay, that's cool, that's fine, as long as you don't get in trouble anymore. He was like, you don't even get in trouble, so that's shocking to me. Just as long as you don't get in trouble no more, that is fine. But he got on the principal for saying the N-word in front of the whole court. And it was like, sir, so everybody, we was laughing, honestly, because that was like, did he just do what I think he just did? And then I'm like, we're black people don't say that to each other. You just tried to get off, and you're racist. You're very, very racist, and I didn't even think you were racist as badly as until this day. Now, I knew you had like some type of little inkling issue with black people, but dang, like to the point to where you would say the N-word, like, sir, I can't even look at you the same. And since that day, I have not looked at that man the same at all. Even in the future, I will never look at that man the same, because it was like, nigger, like, come on now, I'm black. Why would I say that to another black person? What do you think I'm a Auntie Jessie, a Uncle Tom? No. No. What is wrong with you? You stupid, and you looked it very stupid just saying it in front of everybody. So it was like, sir, since that day, that man has not said anything to me. He have not even tried to look my way. And it was so funny how everything had fell into place with him being in trouble instead of me. And it was kind of like a thing to where I made that teacher miserable for the rest of the year. And how I made him miserable was getting better grades than I was getting. Now, usually I get A's, B's, sometimes a little C's, depending on the situation, and a D if I'm really not good at that subject, and then I just get whatever I feel like is okay. C's and D's are not okay. Okay, A's and B's is where you want to be. I'm not influencing no kids to get C's and D's to pass. But in my case, if I didn't feel like I was right in that subject, a C and a D was cool. Okay, but yeah, I end up getting more A's in his class, making him look really, really stupid, even though I was already getting A's in his class. But I was making him even more like irritated. Like when he didn't say no words to me. He didn't even really look my way. Even if I had the answer, I was not going to say it. I did not raise my hand up. I made this man feel like it is what it is, and it was what it was. It was nothing that was going to change a little bit for that class. Nothing was going to change after that whole situation. And even in the future, if I see them, I still would just kick dust, because I'm grown and I will go there with you. And that's just the end of my story. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you're probably wondering, the next year, the restriction only works for that year. unless it was more than that. But I feel like for them to restrict my iPad was like really like too much, and they should never restricted it, but they did anyways. But it was only for the rest of the remaining of my freshman year, and then sophomore year I didn't even really download no apps on my iPad because I had my phone and I went to a different school my sophomore year, so it was like, well. But yeah, that was my first time experiencing a grown white adult male saying the N-word and referring it as a way of saying that I said it in front of other people, including my mom, because my mom was there and she was like, are you serious? But he didn't have none of the proof that shows that I was saying the N-word, and I'm not denying that I didn't because I'm black. Hello. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Also click the bell to be notified when your girl posts a video. Also follow my social media when your girl is posting. And I hope you guys like my new intro for the last video because I stressed so hard to make that intro. I don't even know why, and it came out so freaking cute. And yes, hope you enjoy. Bye.